Hello, welcome to part two. We'll get right into being the peacekeeper. So I
There's some old
guess
boxes here.
I'll let them
Yeah,
talk for a bit before I start talking again.
it was NATO that helped bring him in. Actually, it was one hell of a supply drop.
I guess NATO has been helping the AAF train. They've been training them and stuff, but I'm assuming they were starting
So,
to be
the supply
phased
drop,
out for
this was
CSAT
when
like as early
exactly?
as
Right around the time
2034,
we saw the ceasefire starting to
maybe even
break
before
down.
that. But
Must be
when the ceasefire
more
broke
than a
down, like he
year ago
says,
now.
in May 2034,
So, at that
that's when they
time, your
really
camp
started to
was in
veer
the
away
centre
from
of
NATO and
town.
go into CSAT, I
Yeah,
think.
things were getting pretty desperate, though. I remember we hadn't been resupplied in months. No food, water, medicine. We were used to issues with logistics, but I don't know. In the end, it got so bad U.S. forces prepared an airdrop. Not an easy task considering, but those crates, they really were life and death. That's why we needed somebody on the ground. Someone to make sure they came down okay.
And who was that?
Uh, our good pal Sergeant Adams.
A guy named Adams, part of the NATO
Got
peacekeeping
that
force. Close
NATO
friend of
drip,
mine, actually.
Aegis patch, and recon fatigues, and MX3GL with a ACO optic, and the NATO standard chest rig, and an advanced combat helmet. Pretty ballin'. We were commanding an AAF squad,
Adams,
or
he
fire
went
team.
out alone.
From the way he told it, he may as well have. Now he went along with some new recruits, local bunches.
Actually,
His
let's
job
explore
was
this
showing the ropes.
FOB a bit now that we can walk around. Can't open the armory. I think this is an armory. Yeah, looks like it. Oh look, I wish I could grab those. Satellite uplink thing, that's pretty cool. And here's our, I'll read this later when we do the memory for this drone being repaired. Yeah, they really do a good job of making this place seem really lived in. Mine signs. First aid's, laptop. This is the mayor's house. So we've been training the AAF here. I guess Adams is the only NATO guy here. Remote outpost at Oreo Castro. It's got this nice little flag here to tell you the wind direction. It's a pretty well thought out mission. I think it's a pretty cool idea where, I mean, there is
Something I'm
combat
not
in it,
quite clear on.
but it'd be nice if there were more missions in Arma 3's things that were non-combat related, because, you know, although it might not be super exciting, it is realistic that you're not always fighting
Not to
the military,
sabotage the
right?
peace talks in Havana. Anyway, NATO intervened and the whole thing just blew up. A checkpoint was hit. Protesters were fired upon at the MOD.
Yes, we were there.
Then you know how bad it got.
Our movements were limited by the government.
Exactly. And convincing anybody to reassign troops, to escort NGOs, just a total non-starter.
So basically pick our drop zone. I think I've done all of these in the past. Just the wind is moving left to right, you want to clear space. I think this D is probably the best because it's left to right. You could drop it like here and it'll land in a line here on this pretty clear ground. E would probably be the worst because you're always going to land in pretty bad forests. Also A is pretty bad. B is okay.
Tell me more about your friend. He was your liaison, right?
Right.
I think we'll
But
go
Adams and
for
I had a history.
the
We'd met on a
Delta.
previous deployment. This guy was your typical army lifer. Cynical, sarcastic, big heart, pissed off with everyone,
Yeah, Sergeant Adams is a
everything,
cool guy.
all the time. But he always seemed to know where to find a beer, and was always willing to share it.
So we want to go down Not this road, the next road. Yeah, so since you know the wind direction, you have to, like, you know, find out which way it's gonna drop. And, but yeah, it's an interesting mission concept. And then there is a little bit of combat. Windmills. So even though this area is pretty rural and not very well controlled by the AF, it's still like a major electrical producer for them. So it's pretty a strategically important area, I think.
We heard the pressure came down the pipe from Seaside. They had the leverage.
It was in their interest to get rid of Remnants.
Maybe. Certainly the government had become frustrated with NATO and vice versa.
I suppose they blame NATO for their more sympathetic approach.
Hearts and minds, Adams used to tell me. But the others said they just didn't have the guts, couldn't do what needed to be done.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
To the southwest, his command had pointed out what they thought was a promising drop zone.
So what we'll do is position our men here. They're all riflemen, I think. We don't have an auto rifleman, so... Let's see, Gekas, you can go there. I like to think more about these strategic situations rather than just, you know, plopping our guys down to do whatever. So that's a good position here. You can watch there. I think enemy reinforcements will come in from the east. So we'll kind of position our guys like that. Leventus can be here.
Move to point Delta.
Petros, you can be there.
Petros, move to point Delta. On the way.
And actually, this is a good opportunity to use this little feature. There's a little off-road there. So that's kind of implies... Oh, I didn't even check the house. Probably should have. Because... it looks like this may be a little guerrilla camp. Someone's sleeping in this outdoor area. That's the pillow, damn. And a little map book. So yeah, definitely suspected guerrilla activity here, I think. It's a little quad bike. But what I'll show you here is... you can use this thing here. What is my default control? Is it... yeah, E. There we go. Raise the this thing so we can actually see. Oh, oops, wrong button. Not too well, but we can see over this little okay, that's not a very good example because this house is a little too high, but you can see you can raise this thing using Q and E, I think it's the default controls. Raise turret, lower turret in the controls, and you can actually use it to look over things. Mostly it works better with like low walls and stuff, but this little house, it works a little bit. You can see over that. Yeah. Alright, let's call in the supply drop. Which direction do we want them to come in from? So the east wind is going north, or east to west, or west to east. So we'll call them in coming from... drop it from the wind is going to the east. So maybe against the wind? Would I calling it from the east, that would be like coming in against the wind, right? Probably call it in against the wind. Let's call it in west. Oh no, that's the opposite of what I wanted to do. I thought they're going west. Okay. That's not what I wanted to do. But well, we can always restart the mission, but I'll save there just to be safe. I don't think we'll get all of our supplies.
Castro. This place has historic ties.
Orange smoke, classic.
For years, people here would provide
Netherlands.
Food, water.
I mean, yeah, orange is the color of the Netherlands.
Responded by draining the
swamp. That's very modern.
Yeah, coin ops. Adams and his guys were there to remind him of their R2P.
Just a sec. I'm getting a bit lost in the lingo here.
Oh, gotcha. R2P is their responsibility to protect. Counterinsurgency can get real messy real quick. He was in charge of training, laws of armed conflict, that kind of thing.
We have 3 HE grenades and a flare round.
Adams normally tossed out an orange smoke grenade, which marked his position for the
orange is the Netherlands color, if you didn't know that. Like, that's their, like, culturally, it's a very important color. It's kind of the symbol of the Dutch is the orange. Wind simulation is very cool in Arma. It's not really done in any other game that I know of, other than, like, you know, specifically sniping games. And it's like everything is affected by, like, smoke, tree, grass, wind blowing direction. It's very cool. So it's gonna drop and then it'll blow that way, probably towards the hills and the forest. So not the best, but we'll see.
So, these crates.
Oh, it might be good.
Are there a lot of them, or?
No, just 4. One contained medicine.
It should be
another
blowing to
fresh
my
drinking
direction,
water.
and this path is
The rest
mostly
were packed
clear.
with rice or grain. Adam said to inspect each one individually.
That one might be a bit bad.
Later,
it's
we
kind of
arranged
random.
collection.
I mean, realistically, so if they get flipped or not. If they get flipped, they get damaged and destroyed. Landing on, you know, objects and landing on steep hills is not good. This one, let's see what happens. Well, landed okay. Check out this one. Hopefully we get all our supplies.
The medical items, you can imagine how pleased we were to see those arrive.
So they landed safely.
Yeah, they were fine.
Yeah, really well made mission overall. As someone who makes missions regularly, you can really appreciate the scripting and stuff that goes into these official scenarios. Very professional. I mean, I'm very rudimentary in my scripting and mission making. I try to do, sometimes I do missions that are more complex with scripting and stuff, but I'm very novice to it. Especially, like, I don't really want to learn the Arma 3 programming language all that much, just because I'm anticipating Arma 4 eventually. So I don't really want to learn, like, a dead language, because, you know, Arma 3 is the only one that really uses the... I forget what the coding language is called, but yeah. So I don't really try to learn all the ins and outs of it. I do know generally how it works and, like, how to get around, but I mostly have to copy other people's codes. I can't really write my own. I don't know really any coding. Oh, here we go.
Now,
Oh shit. Okay, that's not good.
They're not exactly subtle.
Come on, guys. Try to cover me. Oh. I was completely caught in the open there. Okay. Alright. So, I'll keep my guys there like I did before. Hopefully they'll engage that. I think I'll do the same thing. I'll just be a bit more mindful. I knew that the technical and FIA guerrillas come out of nowhere, but I wasn't expecting them to move on me so fast, so this time I'll be a little more careful. If you didn't know, there's when you switch combat stance, which is the same thing where, you know, you walk with your gun lowered in combat stance. If you do that when doing it with your gun lowered, you can switch between these two modes. And this one is slower and you'll reserve more stamina. So that's when you're running with your gun down, you want to use this mode more so. Unless you, for whatever reason, want to be slightly faster but not sprinting.
As I recall, the bottles of purified water were fine. We'd been waiting on those for weeks.
We got our good water bottles. Medical supply should be good. That thing will be coming any second now. Probably gonna try to hit it with an HE grenade. Range for like what? 75 meters, maybe 100 meters. I'll try. I won't use the medical supplies for cover, but I'll have to take cover behind something. Maybe it only triggers them coming when you check 2 crates. That would kind of make sense.
The medical items,
Getting
you can
this
imagine
little
how
divot
pleased we
here.
were to see those arrive.
So they landed safely.
Yeah, they were fine. Now,
Hopefully my
the thing
guys
with
can take this guy
airdrops,
out.
they're not exactly subtle. Smoke, noise of the plane, those bright green parachutes, they're gonna get you noticed. And when you're
Did they
in
take
a
him out?
abandoned country,
I hear a lot of
that's a
gunshots.
problem.
Oh, we lost a guy. Damn. Oh, what just blew up? Okay. How do we play this? I want all my guys to survive. Not every day you play as the AAF or with AAF soldiers on your side. So maybe what we'll do, position them so here they're a bit exposed. This technical will drive up on them. Just kind of mow them down right away. So first things first, I want them facing the other direction, but preferably I engage them first, and I'll move my guys down here. So Gekas, you can go there. Leventus, you can go there, and Petros, you can go there.
Petros, move up. On the way.
And then they're a little, at least, you know, maybe if not behind cover, they're like not within direct line of sight to that technical. If I'm lucky, I'll hit that thing with an HE grenade, and it'll go down fast, and then I'll send my guys out to start dealing with the infantry and stuff, which they're more capable of. You know, it's pretty easy to pinpoint a gunner on a technical as long as it's not moving too fast. So I can probably do that as well. We'll see. I don't really trust the AI to do that for me without getting themselves killed, and I want them to survive, hopefully. Although, you know, they're AAF, you know how I feel on them, but they're not great people.
As I
but
recall, the bottles of purified water were
I
fine.
don't want them to die.
We've been waiting on
in this
those
one,
for
at least.
weeks.
I don't know these guys. Maybe they're not war criminals. Maybe they're just, you know, recruits, conscripts, or whatever. I don't know any of their personality. Yeah, there's no real dialogue other than McDade talking in these flashbacks, which is fine. But oh shit, the medical
Now,
supply
the
is
thing
not
with
locked over.
airdrops, they're not exactly subtle. Smoke, noise of the plane, those bright green parachutes, they're gonna get you noticed. The medical items, you can imagine how pleased
Oh, they
we were
didn't
to
break
see
though.
those
They just fell
arrive.
over.
So they landed safely.
Yeah, they were fine.
Okay, now. I don't think they know I'm here. Maybe we'll save just to so we don't have to replay that whole thing again. Switch to 50 meters, no, 75 meters just to be safe. I won't go over it. Pop this. Okay. See that grass problem? You can't even see the fucking technical before the grass. Oh, it wasn't even a technical. It was an auto rifleman who dismounted. Okay, so maybe we'll play this a little differently. Okay, so I mean, a little cheaty, but we know the technical is just sitting like here. And our guys are like here. There's an auto rifleman around here, so we don't have any grenades. We have HE grenades. We can sneak up on them, maybe. Their infantry and off-road dismounted over there somewhere. I mean, I know this isn't very fair because I know exactly how it's going to go, but Arma isn't exactly fair. I can't play super strategically. You know, in multiplayer, I would play this differently because I wouldn't be respawning, but... Okay, now we have the off-road.
I've got a visual. Car. 75
See, look at that. He
right.
just looked over right where I am. I'm like completely behind cover. There's no way he should know where I am. Although they're looking at me now, maybe I can send my guys out. Two-pronged attack, so
Move up.
you guys go there. Okay, just instantly headshot me. You know exactly where I am. That's cool. You guys saw how bullshit that was. I didn't even poke my fucking head above the ridge, and they somehow knew exactly where I was. I'll do it fast now. Okay, move my guys
Move 75
here.
meters. Front.
They'll start engaging the 50 cal. Maybe take them out. Maybe. Come on, guys. Shoot.
I've got him.
They got one. Take out the 50 cal gunner, please. I'll take him out. Oh, look at that 50 cals in particular are deadly accurate in fucking Arma. Like, AI will give you some wiggle room when they start shooting. If a 50 cal starts shooting at you, the chances are you're fucking dead. I don't know why. There's maybe something the way the AI works. They're just way more accurate. Like the AI doesn't randomize their aiming direction as much or something. I don't know.
Move 75 meters. Front.
Just try the same thing. I really hate to cheat, but look at this shit. They're looking exactly where I am when I'm behind the fucking cover. Shoot at him, guys.
Contact! Rifleman! Cover!
Ugh. What is my AI aiming at right now? Did I, like, mess with my difficulty settings or something? No, the precision is 0.20, and they're still just nailing me instantly. Maybe I'll pop some smoke. Okay. What the f... Like... Come on. It's a little ridiculous. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just kind of fucked here. Like, I don't have a place to engage them from. I'm just stuck. Like, engaging people not... If you're behind a rock or something, that's one thing. Engaging from behind a hill with grass, you're at such a big disadvantage against AI. It's ridiculous. Like, if there was a house I could... Or a rock I could hide behind, that would be... I'm just gonna move down here, I guess. Because, like, yeah, engaging that way is just no fun at all. I'll even try to get to the other side of this road here. That's probably what I should have done from the beginning, because that's not an advantageous place to engage from. Oh, they're looking at me. They're gonna shoot me. Oh, God. No, they're not looking at me. I can actually... Might be able to take them out here.
I see movement. Car, 75 meters just up ahead.
I got him. Now we'll link up with my guys. Set into combat mode.
Soldier, 75 meters right up ahead.
Danger!
We took out the 50 cal gunner, I think.
Throwing smoke! Fall back!
Group up on me, guys. Let's start taking these guys out. Die, FA, scum. Oh.
Machine gunner.
Don't move out. Oh, you're gonna die. Okay, this guy's brave. This guy's brave. Nice, dude. Oh. Oh, bravery gets killed.
He's hit.
Lost a man.
Scratch one.
Still a marksman or something out there.
Contact technical.
What are you engaging? Whoa, what are you shooting at, bro? He's just spraying into the... That thing's gonna blow. Whoa, guys, stop. Come on.
Soldier, 100
Bomb.
meters left flank.
You don't need to shoot at the already disabled fucking off-road. Guy engaging us from the road.
Scratch one.
And we got him.
Was attacked.
Yeah, from what I heard, it was pretty
Oof.
intense. I don't have
That
the
was an
numbers,
intense
but
firefight.
maybe 6 or 7 were killed.
Lost one AAF trooper. Rip. Now we can check the rest of the supplies at least. Yeah, that was Definitely the way I did it towards the end was way better. Rip, whoever this guy is. Take your first aid. You won't be needing that. Alright, everyone else, let's get in the Strider.
Get in that vehicle!
Copy.
The FIA scum taken care of. This guy's
Standing
going, just phasing through the wall. Alright. Now we can check the rest of the supplies. Hopefully they landed safe. This is a pretty steep hill here, though, so we'll see. Got the food, grains of rice, or whatever.
It wasn't uncommon for the sacks of grain to split on impact, but that time, we got lucky. He didn't lose a single one.
Nice. We may have gotten all of our supplies and only lost one AF guy. And we got all our supplies. That was a pretty successful drop.
Thankfully, the rice seemed okay.
Rice and grains. Hearty meal.
What happened when the supplies have been secured?
Adams would fire a flare.
Guess they're making bread and, Did it auto-load a flare? Huh. Maybe not. Got a flare up. Alright.
Back at the camp, of course, we'd heard all the gunfire, but that flare, when we spotted it, I don't know, felt like finding a moment of hope or something.
Nice.
Sure.
Yeah, that would be
I can
nice
only imagine.
to know.
And thanks
You
for
got
sharing.
supplies.
It puts a, I don't know, a human perspective on my work. Speaking of which, your friend, do you think he'd be willing to contribute further? Even, off the record. What with the topic of my article?
Ah,
Having
rest
an
in peace.
expert, an instructor on the laws of war.
Look, I'm sorry. I know he'd help out however he could, but listen, he died on Stratus. Year and a bit later.
I mean,
Landmine.
it's just a coincidence. I assume that Adams actually died of a landmine. Or, I mean, maybe it's not so much coincidence because they just picked Adams, and I mean, he just happened to step on a landmine, and landmines are obviously very important in this DLC. But it is interesting that like one of the main early characters
Bobcats on the move. Drivers will wait.
That's fine, thanks, Andy. Hey,
will in the
bear
part
with me.
when we're
It's
walking
gonna
around.
get a
Yeah.
little noisy here. We gotta clear out some
Take your time. Just let me know when you can talk.
All right. Yeah. Thanks for watching. That was a pretty good part, and we'll continue next time.